Good morning. Welcome to Canoe Creek Ironworks again. I think what we're going to try to do today is to use a swage block. Basically a big hunk of steel. It actually weighs about 75 pounds. As you can see some of the things in it. This is a big type spoon, a little smaller one. This is a shovel head. Around the edges, it's got a lot of round places in it that you can make a chisel or whatever you want to do, or wood gouge or whatever, and it makes a real form to bend your metal around. That's basically what it amounts to. This side has 3 different sizes of ladles, actually a teaspoon and a tablespoon also. And this one right here is the biggest ladle thing, and I have made some smaller ones. I've used about everything on it, and one point in time or another, I think I'll pound out a spoon for that handle we made over here last time. This is basically what I used to do this couple of stumps and set the swage block on, and my favorite hammer in the world, a little ball peen. Actually, most people use a doming hammer. It is a little longer and got a rounded point on it, but this one does fine for me. If it's good enough, it's good enough. That's just the way it is. This is a piece of 22 gauge steel, sheet metal. That's what I like to use for most of this stuff right here. It's easy to work with, and doesn't take too much pounding and pecking to get your form made. First thing I want to do is take a pair of tin snips and roughly cut out a section a little bigger than the spoon section right here that we're going to pound out. So I'll just take these old tin snips and cut out a little square. I'll cut me out a little square a little bit bigger than the spoon head to start with. I'll trim it once or twice as we're going through the process. You need to wear gloves with this stuff because the sharp edges really have a tendency to cut you up pretty bad if you don't have them, and you will have some sharp edges fooling with this stuff. Again, you can see the sharp edges, the thing that's been left of that. So I'll go up here on the flat part of the swage block and kind of beat these down a little bit where they're not too bad. Now this spoon right here, you can see it's in the spoon shape. So how I want to trim that out is I just put the piece of metal down over top of the whole thing like that. Use the ball end of this hammer, and you can tell by the feel of it where the outline is. You can see the form around the spoon, actually where I'm pounding or pecking the metal at. The different sounds is when you're on solid or when you're over a hollow section in here. So kind of leave it in the same place and hold it down, and continue to peck right on around the edge of it, and that's going to give me an idea of where to retrim this piece of metal. This right here, as you can see, is beginning to take the shape of this right here around the edges. I'll trim it off again just a little bit. I'm going to go outside the edges and leave them a little big even at this point. There it is. That's back into the shape. So basically what I'm doing is working from the outside edge in. So it takes a lot of pecking on this stuff to get it to form out for you and get it to work. I'm going to take this out and show you how it is beginning to happen. As you can see, the spoon is being formed in here. There'll be about, I don't know, several hundred and more pecks and whatever to get it really textured nice, but you can see the little ripples in it from the ball peen hammer. After you've gotten it down this far, you can actually, it'll fit back in its shape pretty easy. You can tell where the shape of the spoon actually is. You can't pile enough beans on that spoon right there to make it bend or give or whatever, so it's just about the right thickness to do for a ladle or a spoon or something along that line. Not too much farther to go, and I'll start trimming again. Show you what that's like. Cutting around the exact shape I'll cut it out. I usually carry a file with me when I'm doing this right here. After a point, you don't want to leave sharp edges on anything after you get through, so dress them down with a file, piece of sandpaper. Yeah, I even use a grinder at times. You can tell it's getting pretty solid up here in the front. I've got some more work to do right in here. I can tell by the sound. As you can tell, I can tell by the hammer that it's not very far from being done. I'm getting a lot of dead sounds. You can hear the difference now. At this time, I'll just show you some of them that I recently did on a rainy day. This is this one right here is basically finished. This is a little bigger spoon. This is the block that it came out of right here. Over on this side, I'll let you look at it. You can tell where that one came from. Out of that section right here. This is one of the spoons that I did also recently. Again, a wire brush gives a good texture on these, and the edges have been smooth and ground down to where the point is that they won't hurt anybody. This is one of the ladles. I did put it on a buffer and polished it up a little bit. I enjoy doing that too, but you can see all the hammer marks and things in the ladle. You'll need to work a rivet. I guess that'll probably be the next segment that we do. We'll not get to that today, but we will definitely do